Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633, and today we're taking a look at another Star Wars toy review. This time we're going to take a look at one of the new multi-packs in the second wave of the Star Wars Rogue One basic toy line, and that is Darth Maul versus the Seventh Sister. Now this pack was actually announced a while back, even before Rogue One's toy line came to existence. However, it seems like Hasbro took the time to maybe find a way to market it, and decided to just push it into the Rogue One toy line. Now that's not really a bad thing, since the selection of characters here are pretty cool. Unfortunately, that can't be said about the figures themselves, which we'll get to in a minute. First, we're going to take a look at the box. The box shows some decent artwork for Darth Maul and the Seventh Sister. On the back, it just shows the typical bio and the information about the app as normal. Now, we're going to take a look at the figures directly. First, we're going to take a look at Darth Maul. Now, while the Darth Maul sculpt is actually pretty great, it's got a lot of details, especially for a recent age Hasbro Star Wars figure. But the problem with this figure I see, and the same thing with the Seventh Sister, is they seem to be stuck in a somewhat pre-posed stance. While it's okay with Darth Maul, since it kind of gives him a little bit more character, since at this point he does still have the cyborg legs, it just doesn't really work out too well, in my opinion. But anyways, we're going to take a look at the accessories. First, he does have a removable hood, so now he can go into his The Master disguise. And he does include his standard lightsaber. Now this is something that also annoys me, since what it would have been cool is if it actually had his cane as well. I understand that the cane was pretty much his lightsaber, but it would have been nice to include another accessory. Articulation-wise, the head is on a swivel, but the hood does get in the way, so it's best to leave it off if you want to have just a little bit more articulation. The head will turn 360 once the hood is removed. Shoulders are on swivels. Same thing with the hips, but that's all you're going to get. So that's pretty much it for just Maul alone. He does have some balancing issues due to the fact he is in that fixed stance, but nowhere near as bad as the Seventh Sister. The Seventh Sister, which we're going to take a look now, has a ball joint, which is nice, swivels at the shoulders, and swivels at the hips. However, her arms are made of this very soft material, and because of how small it is kind of scary that it might wear and tear over time if you're not careful. She does have a removable battle mask, which she does use in the show. So that's cool that it actually has the ability to attach or be removed if you need it in several different displays. She also includes her lightsaber, which is of a different mold compared to the previous released lightsabers for the Inquisitors. And she can hold it, but unfortunately due to the fact of just how gummy the arms are, she can't really hold it very well. While in some cases she can hold it like here, sometimes when you just push it, as you can see there, it does fall out really easily, and that's a real shame. She includes this little probe droid that she uses in the show, so that's cool that it is included. And what's cool is that you can remove the head of the probe droid and put it in a hole that's on her back, so that you can actually replicate how she stores the little probe droids before she activates them. And it does stand pretty decently, so that's cool. Another problem with the figure is that she does have some problems standing in general due to the fixed pose. As mentioned earlier, both of these figures are stuck in a fixed pose, but for the Seventh Sister, it causes a huge problem with balance altogether with the figure, and I think that's a real shame. Especially when you put in her lightsaber, there's just really no way to easily let her stand without a possibility of falling, and I think that's a huge problem with this figure in general. Some stances like that, she can stand up though, so that's good. Just as a comparison, here she is next to the fifth brother, and as you can see there, she already fell just because of the imbalances of the figure, and that's a real problem. We're going to pick up the lightsaber in a minute, but just as a comparison, hopefully she will stand this time. Here she is next to the fifth brother. Hopefully I'm trying to get her to stand, since it's a real pain sometimes. And unfortunately, because she does not have any holes to the bottom of her feet, there isn't a way to even use a stand. So that's kind of the biggest problem with this figure. Otherwise, I guess it's a pretty good sculpt, and I just wish there was a way to help her stand much easier. But anyways, we're going to take the fifth brother off to the side there. And the set also includes this weird backpack thing that it's just kind of the typical thing we've been seeing for the multi-packs. This is mainly made for Maul though, so we're just going to take off the lightsaber and just plug him in. And he can hold on to the handle. And I'm pretty sure in pretty much any case, Darth Maul would not be using this very large backpack missile firing cannon, since it looks ridiculous. The material is actually made of a soft plastic on the tip, similar to what was seen with the R2-D2 2-pack during Force Awakens. And when you press these buttons, the missiles will fire, so that's pretty much for the gimmick in general. It does have some articulation there due to the way that it is on a hinge inside, and it just pulls through a little track. But that's about it for the set. The set itself is pretty cool, and it does have some pretty great sculpted figures and just look-wise. But in terms of functionality and just them staying on display, hopefully without them falling, can be a bit of a chore over time. Otherwise, this is still a pretty decent set, and if you're a fan of both characters in Star Wars Rebels, then it's a decent pack to get a hold of. Otherwise, it is kind of an easy skip because both figures are not the best made, but I guess they're cool for what they can do. I got this at Target for around $15, and I don't feel ripped off about it. Just really disappointed that both figures didn't turn out as well as I hoped they would. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Taku and Hero Club. Also check me on Twitter at Darkon633, and don't forget to check the channels down below. I'll be back with more Star Wars reviews, but for now I'll be seeing you YouTube. Bye.